everybody. Welcome to my page. Thanks for being here, Michelle, and I am the Startup CEO, helping you to start, market, grow, and profit in your own enterprise as the CEO of you, helping you to take that side hustle, turn it into your main hustle, take that main hustle, turn it into your side hustle, so you can start taking those dollars and manifesting them into the gifts that God has blessed you with. Today, we are going to talk about 5 branding mistakes small businesses make. We're going to go ahead and get right down to it because I've had a long day and I just want to share this information and move forward. Okay. Yes. So, in talking to a couple of my I have pods of business people that I work with. And in a couple of the pods, we were talking about branding and how sometimes it's kind of hard to literally get your brand out there, to get your message out there, to make sure it's clear, concise, and people understand it. And most people, really, when you talk about branding or ask about branding, they clearly identify it with a color, with a logo, just different things that really have something to do with branding, but not a whole lot, because branding is important. I remember when I went to school, it wasn't that big of a deal like it is now. And when you identify a problem, then within your branding, you need to know how to correct it. So today we're going to talk about those mistakes. And when we're talking about big business and small business owners, we have a lot more at stake than a larger enterprise does. So we really have to be specific in what we do and how we do it. If this is your first time to my broadcast, welcome, and don't let it be your last. Click the link in my bio up there and you can learn more about what I do to help you. And I also have a link to this broadcast here, the complimentary course called Brand the CEO, Brand the CEO of You. And it's up there in the link up there somewhere. And you can go and sign up for the course. It's an 10 to 11 day course. And I provide video instruction training and information sharing with you about how to literally take your brand from being nothing into something, and the specifics and the key entities that you need to utilize to get your business started. Or even if you're already in business, to see if you're doing these things and how to change them specifically for your brand and your message. Okay. So the first branding mistake that I find that small business owners make is the biz name. Talking about the name. When I'm asking people the first time I'm meeting them and they share with me they want to start a business, the first thing I ask them, well, what is the business name? What type of name are you thinking about? And one problem that I find is that a lot of times small business owners, our names are too difficult to understand, to read, it really has nothing to do with the business, literally. And so the mistake in that effort is that you want to make sure that your business name is really can be understood from the audience that you're trying to reach. Difficult names are really hard to remember. And so if it's a difficult name, then people probably won't remember your business. Okay. So you need to have something that is memorable, something that is associated with your business, and something that people can attribute to your brand. Okay. So long names, long business names, the pronunciation, the spelling of it, and that kind of trickle over into the fact that when you try to get a domain name, the domain name could be so long that people will have a difficult time trying to reach you from that. If you're trying to get a handle for social media, if it's too long, again, people will have difficult times remembering that as well. We also want to be careful what types of names that we use for our branding. I'm not going to mention the handle name, but I met a new client, and the new client gave me all their social media handles, and one of them was just really totally different. And so we talked about this handle, how we can move that handle away and put a new handle in for the branding, because the handle was something that literally the person did not want to be connected with a business. So be careful when you are getting these handles for social media. Be careful when you're naming your business. You want everything to flow. Okay. Flow with the name of the business. Simple, sweet, and memorable. Okay. That's number one branding mistakes that small business owners make. The business name is too hard to spell, pronounce, too long, all of that, and literally has nothing to do with the business. Number two, small business owners make a mistake they make is because sometimes they can be too pushy and not helpful. One thing that you don't want to come off as a business owner is being pushy. I say this all the time. People like to buy, but they don't like to be sold. And so when you are confronting or in the process of working with the client or getting secure in a business transaction, you don't want to come off as desperate. You don't want to come off as needy and pushy. You don't want to be that way. People don't like to be pushed into a wall or made or told what they need to do. I take that back. People like to be told what they need to do, but people don't want to do it. But you can't come off that way in that regard. Okay. So you want to make sure that there's no pushy aspect of it, because I see car salesmen. Nobody likes the car salesman because they're always pushing them from one car to the next. And you don't want to come off as a pushy car salesman. No pun intended, but typically car salesmen are really aggressive in trying to get you to buy the car. And as a business owner with your brand, you don't want to be that pushy person. You want to be more helpful. And how can you be more helpful? You could be more helpful in the brand as your brand by offering your expertise, giving them a sample of your expertise, sharing with them how you can be a solution to their problem. Okay. As a business owner, building a brand, especially starting off, you want to be more helpful than pushy. That is number two. Number three, small business owners, branding messages are not clear. Your brand needs to be clear, it needs to be specific, it needs to be concise, and it must tell the story as to who you are, what you do, and how you do it. How can you help solve someone else's problem? And so if your message is not clear, it's going to come off as confusing. Not only will it come off as confusing, your clients won't know how you can help them. And obviously, ultimately, your goal is to be able to help them solve their problem. And so, how can you have a clear message? Your clear message should be specifically of what you are willing or what you have to offer to the client, to your customer. And you need to have some pivot points of how you can help them reach their goal or achieve what it is they're trying to get. So bullet points, specifics, you need to have that clear message addressed. And nobody should know their business better than you. You're the business owner. You should know your business well enough to be able to speak it and give an elevator pitch or something of that sort where people will be drawn to understand and want to know what it is that you can help them do. So that is number three, no clarity in the message. Number four, a branding mistake that small business owners make is there is no consistent strategy. No consistent strategy. You have to have consistency. Consistency sells. Okay. If you're not consistent, then more than likely you're not going to get the results that you want. And so when you are branding, that message has to always pretty much be the same. Of course, you can tweak it, but when you are starting that business, you want to understand the message that you're going to be conveying. It's important that you tweak it because anything that's growing typically changes. And so, in the process of your growth from starting to growing, you want to be able to tweak it to be specific to what it is that you do. And that message should speak to your customers through your brand. Okay, that's number four. Branding mistakes that small business owners make, no consistent strategy. Number five, my last tip here for you today is that a lot of times as small business owners, when we are thinking of our business and building a brand, we literally do not listen to feedback. And I can't tell you how important feedback is to a new business owner. I can't tell you feedback is something that can literally change your business if you pay attention to it. Because literally a customer can be telling you something and you're not hearing it because you see something different, and it can be something that tweaks your business to help you get to that next level. I remember one time when I first started out in my first business of real estate, when one of the clients asked me, I used to literally just concentrate on buyers, and I had an opportunity to work with a seller, but my mindset was, look, my target market is just buyers. And at that time, you could be a dual agent, you can be a buyer's agent, a seller's agent, or whatnot. And so I was specifically for just the buyer, and I had the opportunity to work with the seller that was buying that the buyer was buying that house. And if I had passed up on that opportunity, then I would have lost out on a double sale, which meant more money in my pocket. And so listening to feedback of how I could diversify myself, listening to feedback of how I could make more money in the industry really enabled me to broaden my horizon and speak to my customers for what I can do and what I can offer them. And so after that effect, obviously I started transitioning into a buyer seller agent, and it enabled me to open up my boundaries for getting more clients in for sale and purchase of homes. And so listening to your customers' feedback, listening to what they like and dislike literally can help transition your business overnight. You know, sometimes as business owners, small business owners in particular, we see what we see and we think everything is perfect, when in actuality, there's some things that could be changed and you just don't see them because we're too blinded by seeing the results that we want to see versus the things that we need to see. Okay, so that is my message for you this evening. 5 branding mistakes that small business owners make. Hopefully, this information, these 5 tips will help you to think about your business differently, to perhaps maybe change some things around if need be. And then, like I said, I do have the complimentary course. If you click up above, or if you look at the link up there, the link is also in my bio, and you can go ahead and sign up for the brand, the CEO class, and you can sign up for that and get some more information on how to build, start market, grow, and profit in your brand. I'm Nichelle. Thanks for being here. And feel free to connect with me on Instagram at Nichelle Womack or on YouTube. I have a lot of videos over there talking about business, relationships, food, travel, and real estate. Thanks for being here. Blessings and peace. Until next time. Bye-bye.